Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning if you're not from South Africa or from CAT places. Good morning if you're from America side, and good evening, I guess, if you're on the side of Asia and Australia. Andrew Eaton here. I am doing this live broadcast from Salt Rock in the KZN North Coast, South Africa. And I haven't done a live for a long time. I haven't done a Facebook live for a long time. I think this is going live onto LinkedIn. I certainly don't do many lives on LinkedIn. I'm still learning how to do them. And there's obviously also going live into my YouTube channel. But I want everyone to know that I thought long and hard about doing this live. So if you're dialing in on Facebook, I'm not sure how that works in other parts and other lives everywhere else, but if you're dialing in live on Facebook or you're watching the replay, just put live or replay. And certainly, people, if you get value from what I'm about to say over here, if you're getting value and you feel that friends should listen to this or hear about this, please feel absolutely free to tag them below the video so that they get to watch it or share it with them. And yeah, if you're watching this on Facebook, obviously, please, if you're getting value, also just put in some loves. Hopefully, what I'm going to say makes a lot of sense to people. And if it's okay with everyone, I'm also just checking to see here. If it's okay with everyone, I just want to speak from the heart. I just want to just say things how it is. It's not a planned live. It's not a scripted live. I see someone's coming in from LinkedIn. So good to have you on here. It's nothing. It's just speaking from the heart, and maybe just to let you know a little bit about my journey and why I feel passionate about what I said in the heading here, which is, it's why now more than ever it's important to take back your power. And so, my story goes back to 2011. I was broke, but I was working in a job, and I remember, back then, we were always told that jobs were the safe way to go. My dad always said to me, Andrew, get yourself a job, go and work for a salary, make sure you get a good pension, make sure you just invested your company into unit trusts, etc. And that used to be true. That used to be very true. But I think we can all agree that over the last 2 decades, the world has changed dramatically. And in the last 2 years, it's changed even more dramatically. So 2 decades of change and 2 short years of dramatic change. Now here's what I want to say is that what has happened in the last 2 years? The last 2 years we've had COVID, and it's had a devastating impact on the world. Not only health-wise for a lot of people. A lot of people have obviously lost the people they love, but from an economic point of view, we've seen absolute decimation. Whether we agree with the policies by government, etc., is not relevant. What it has affected, though, is my people's lives, my life, your life, the average man on the street. Our lives have changed dramatically. We've seen people lose their jobs, people lose their businesses, traditional businesses. And here's what I want to say to you is that, I'm not saying a home-based business and an online business and a affiliate business or a network marketing business is the answer. But certainly what I want to tell you about my journey in the last 2 years is that I'm very grateful that I had it, because it was an answer for me. And I remember at the beginning of COVID, the panic when we went into lockdown, seeing the panic on so many people's faces about how they were going to make a living. Shops had to be closed down. Traditional business had to close down. People couldn't go into work. And there was panic and there was fear. And I remember thinking to myself back then that how grateful I was that at least I was in a position where I could carry on my business, because it was online, my products were digital, and I could work from home. Things could carry on. What actually happened was, during this time, because so many people were looking and open to other businesses, because they realized that they were in trouble. 2-3 months into lockdown, people being retrenched, people realized, and people knowing that there's a possibility of them being retrenched, people going, well, how am I going to make my next bit of money? A lot more people became more open to having home-based businesses. And so I was very grateful. And from what happened over the last 2 years, that I had something to fall back on, that I had a home-based business, that I had digital products, that I didn't have to worry about whether I had to go into an office or not, that I didn't have to worry about my staff because all I had to worry about was myself, that I didn't have to worry about freedom of movement to be able to do my business. And that was 2 years ago. But what I want to talk to you about is what's happening right now globally, right now in my country, in your country, and that is that if you've been noticing what's going on around the world, and people, one thing I want to make clear on this call, on this live, is that this is not an pro-vax call. It's not an anti-vax call. It is just a reality call, to be honest. And the reality is that over the last couple of months, as more and more governments and companies try to impose the vaccine mandates on people, people have been left between a rock and a hard place. Many people believe in the vaccines, and that's great, but there are a lot of people that don't. Certainly what I've seen is that those who are vaccine hesitant have been put in between a rock and a hard place, because if they don't vaccinate, if they don't vaccinate, they can get retrenched or fired. If they are a business and they don't want to vaccinate, they cannot go to their offices. Freedom of movement being affected. And it dawned on me that many of these people, and I am pro-choice, by the way. If people want to vaccinate, they must vaccinate. If people don't want to vaccinate, they shouldn't be forced to vaccinate either. So I'm pro-choice. And it dawned on me that a lot of people are in a predicament because they don't have choice. They don't have a choice. A lot of people are getting vaccinated because they need to make a living. Otherwise, they lose their jobs. And they do it with much fear because in their eyes, the research that they've done, they're worried about what the vaccine could do to them, both short-term, long-term. And this is just one example I'm using. Now, whether I am vaccinated or not vaccinated or pro-vax or not vax is not the point here. What I want to say to you is why I'm grateful. I'm grateful because during all this time, I've had power. I've had the power because I've been able, without having to worry, I've been able to carry on with my online business from home. I do not have to worry about whether my company is enforcing a mandate on the staff in order for me to keep my job. And it's an empowering place to be. And so why I wanted to do this live was that I know that there are many people out there who are worried about a number of things. One, they're worried that they're still going to have a job next month because their businesses that they happen to work for are still in trouble. There are still retrenchments happening. I know there are people that are incredibly worried about their traditional businesses, that they're small business owners, about how they're going to make a living. I'm also very aware that there are people out there who are extremely concerned about taking their freedom of choice away from them because of mandates which are being enforced on them by corporates and governments, and not knowing what to do for the sake of keeping their jobs and putting food on their family's table. And so to those people, I want to say, never before, like today, has it been more important to start looking at a home-based business, to start looking at a business that can give you freedom of choice, create an income for yourself, and give you back your power. Now, for 10 years, I have been teaching people how to run a home-based business, start a home-based business, create a passive income stream online with digital and blockchain-based products and solutions. I'm very grateful that I've had this, because while all this has been going on around the world for the last 2 years, myself and my family and the friends who've been on the journey with me over the last 2 years during this time period have come out relatively unscathed, if not in a better place. We didn't have to worry about, do we still have a job? We did not have to worry about, do we still have a small traditional business? And we certainly don't have to worry about mandates, which is the real problem right now for people. Freedom of choice being taken away. And so why I want you to do this live is to tell people that are affected by this and are looking, if you're looking for a solution, if you're looking for something that you can do that you can fall back on just in case, or you've now had enough and you need to take back your power now, then I want to invite you to send me a private message. Now, what I have may not be for you. It may not be the solution that you're looking for, but at very worst, you're going to have a solution. You're going to be exposed to a possible solution, and at least know that you looked. On the other side, this may well be for you. There may be something that has come at the right time in your life for you to help you. And so that is my offer. That's my offer to everyone right now. Is if you are that person, or if you know someone like that, please get them to send me a private message. YouTube, you can message me on YouTube, I believe. You can message me on LinkedIn, and you can message me on Facebook. And then I'll share with you what we do, and then it's up to you whether you want to use this as a solution. I want to ensure you that I'm not here to sell anything. If it's not for you, it's okay. I'm only looking for serious people anyway. I'd rather spend time with people who want to go on the journey with me than bug people and harass people who are not sure about it. So, but I can tell you that it certainly helped us over the last few years. So if you are that person, get a hold of me. If you know people that need to hear this, please tag them in here. Let them watch this video themselves, and then they can give me a private message. JP, fantastic, my friend. I will, with absolute pleasure, reach out to you privately on LinkedIn and send you a message. No problem. And then we can have a look at. I'll send you some things to have a look at, and if you like what you see, then we can take the chat further. Appreciate the message here. Okay, people. So that's it. It's time to take back our power, and the way we take back our power is by not being beholden to other people who tell us what to do. The way we take back our power is by becoming individually self-sustaining and not depending on other people just because they pay us, telling us what to do. Let's take back our power, and let's help other people take back their power by showing them what we have as a solution. And that's going to be my mission. There are a lot of people that need this. There are a lot of people that want this, and that's my mission for this year. This year, I want to help people take back their power. It's been taken away from us. It's been whittled away from us for the last 2 years, and the time is now to change that up. Let's take back our power. Thank you so much, everyone. Feel free to tag. Feel free to send this on to friends. Awesome, JP. I'll do that. Cheers.